Thank you so much for the opportunity again. I want to ask, in our society, why is there such a huge reluctance to accept the LGBTQ community? Why is it that at home, parents are just so reluctant, but why is society just so against this notion? Me as a person, I support LGBTQ notions and their existence, but then I fail to understand why is there a reluctance from others and why do they think it is wrong? Could you please elaborate or bring forth?
You do not want to accept anybody who's not like you, full stop. It's not just about the LGBTQ community. Anybody doing anything that's a little out of the way, you don't want to accept it or endorse it. It's a threat to your own way of living. And you know that your way of living has not much substance in it. So anything that comes as a deviation becomes an object of suspicion. Not that I'm speaking here as a great LGBTQ supporter. I'm talking of the reason why we are so reluctant to look at alternate ways of life. Think of it. Aren't we all very, very deeply steeped in one particular way of living? You're born, you're given a name, you're given a religion. Think of it. Where is the deviation? There is school, there is college. Where is the deviation? All of us are moving on the same track. Then you get a job. Then you get married. Then you have kids. Then you buy a house. The order might shuffle a little. Cars. Then the kids have to be taken to school. Then you pester the kids so that they can clear the same entrance exam that you failed. And it's happening in every house, is it not? It's happening with everybody. As people, are we tolerant to deviations even a little? Tell me. You're talking of the LGBTQ community. Would you be tolerant towards someone who refuses to be educated? Education is a part of your script, right? Somebody says, I don't want to be educated. How tolerant would you be? In fact, you would be more tolerant towards a lesbian or a gay than you would be towards a person who refuses the ordinary kind of education. Right? Equally, having a settled job is a part of the script. How many of us would accept someone who says, I'm never going to do a job. I have other things to do. I've realized myself, I know there is something very important I need to do, and it's not the normal job that most people do. How many of us will be prepared to really give a nod to such a person? Someone who says, I don't want to marry. Especially if the person happens to be a woman. Someone who says, I want to have a kid, but without marriage. How many of you would accept? It is outside the script. Anything that is outside the script, we are very resistant to because the script is false. Because the script is false, therefore it has to be protected. The truth is not so insecure. You very well know that just a few instances of deviations would totally tear down this false script. Therefore, you ensure that there are no deviations. Someone who says, I'm never ever going to buy a house in my life. Think of how his parents are going to react. Think, I'm not going to ever buy a house. Think of your own parents. You'll never buy a house? You'll never marry? Yeah, I will never marry, but I love kids. I'll have one. Think of your mother's face now. So it's not just related to the queer community. The problem is more generic. You call me, 3 or 4 of you consecutively have referred to my educational qualifications. Irrespective of what my educational qualifications are, irrespective of what my age is now, so many people are still interested in asking that one question: why didn't you marry? Anything that is outside the script is not very acceptable. Not at all.
So, sir, are there any steps that we can take to help those people, at least make those other people more tolerant?
You want to help them?
I want to spread the message and I want to make them understand that this is okay, this is normal. And
No, you cannot just say that one thing is okay. When they are resistant towards everything that does not conform to their way of life, how will they accept just one outlier? They will be resistant towards everything. Everything. We are so used to our fixed patterns of living that we don't even notice how deeply conformist we all are. We notice that only when somebody dares to challenge the conformity. And then we say, what is this person doing? What is this person doing? All of us are like assembly line products. Please see that. You remember that? Pink Floyd? Brick in the wall? Brick in the wall. There is that wall. The design has been decided by some force of darkness, and all of us are just bricks in the wall. How fascinating does that sound? Especially to a young man setting out on his journey. The entire life is there to be lived. How exciting it is to be just, brick in the wall.
so, sir, should we just accept them as they will never understand and just move on? Or
Educate. That's what we are doing here right now. That's what we are doing here right now. See, look at these chairs. Just turn around a little, look at these chairs at the back. Look at them. That's how we are. Now it's all right as long as these are just inanimate chairs. If it's all right if they are arranged in a pattern, they are all of the same dimension and the same color. It's all right if they are chairs. It's not all right if conscious beings are like that. But that's how we live. In color, in size, in shape, in tastes, in thoughts, in ideologies, in life. Everything is prescripted.